just like Gotham, we're still here, we're still dirty, and we just watched Birds of Prey.
Yep. That, all three things check out.
We've seen, I think, the only movie that's coming out this week, Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
The Emancipation of one Harley
Quinn.
Quinn. Which, kind of fun title.
Yeah, did you say the full title when you got your ticket?
Yeah, I said, may I have one ticket, please, for the movie known as Birds of Prey.
And then the lady was like, yeah, and then you continued
And
going,
I
like
said,
she was like,
excuse me, I'm not done. And
I
I had
guess
like
I'm
this,
never.
I had like a Regal accent because I was in Regal Cinemas.
excuse me.
Excuse me, madam. I may want.
Pardon the interruption.
It's Harley Quinn. After
Yes.
the Joker has broken up with her.
She's out of the Suicide Squad.
For now.
She touches on it. you
Yeah.
know?
And they don't ignore the previous movie,
Yeah.
but they also make it clear, like, Jared Leto is not going to show up at all.
And they're like, hey, this ain't your cousin's Harley Quinn, all right?
Yeah. It's her having to deal with Ewan McGregor as Black Mask, who is he's just a trust fund baby who lost his money and now he's mad and he wants to make daddy proud. Also, everyone hates Harley Quinn. They find out that the Joker's broken up with her and they all want to kill her. And then there's a diamond that has a code inside of it. Impossible, probably. But it's a comic book movie. You do impossible things.
Yeah.
And then hijinks ensue. The Birds of Prey show up. It's a good little time.
Birds of Prey, we're not talking like eagles,
No,
like hawks. We're talking
we're talking a canary.
canary.
We're talking a huntress.
So really just one.
Well, I guess
probably
huntress.
just one bird, if you'd really think about
Well,
it.
huntress is like an eagle,
Maybe
and then there's the cop bird. Is
the cop bird and
Yeah.
the preteen bird.
Yeah, just as all birds are.
It kind of feels like what Suicide Squad wanted to be, or was supposed to be before any studio meddling, or
Oh,
the
yeah.
crazy director, or Jared Leto got on the set.
But you
like-
could tell, like watching Suicide Squad, there is a good movie in
Yes.
there. It's just the studio interference and all the weird stuff with Jared Leto might shock you, but I was fine with his Joker.
For this universe,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that too. Do I want him to have tattoos all over his
No.
face? No. That's my biggest issue with like even Harley Quinn at this point. It's like I can't watch an hour and a half long movie where you just got rotten on your face. That's what they did in Suicide Squad, and now we're just kind of left with that. It's like Deadpool and Suicide Squad had a baby, and this is a baby.
Yeah.
And it's rated R.
And just like a baby, they're fun to have around for
They're fun to
certain
have around.
periods. At least for an hour and 49 minutes.
Yeah. And sometimes they do things that you're like, ooh, it's a baby.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, why'd you throw up there? It's like, well,
Exactly.
I drank too much. I think
Yeah.
what is great about this one that wasn't great in Suicide Squad is that the cast elevated the story.
Yes.
So Ewan McGregor as Black Mask is just like the best.
Oh, yeah.
He is just hamming it up. And then you have Chris Messina as Zaz.
Yep.
And this is our first time seeing Zaz on the big screen. And you've seen him in Arkham Asylum if you played the games or anything like that.
I think he's also in Gotham, the TV show.
Yes, but this version of him felt very much like what Zaz needs to be in
Yes.
the cinematic universe. He's there to be a henchman. He's not there to be like a main character.
And it's realistic enough too. Like
Yeah.
like Zaz like puts a mark on like he has a mark for every person he's killed. And like in the games, in the comic, he just looks like someone's written all over him. And this
Yeah.
one, it's like, no, these are legit scars that he's put on. And so that's unsettling. This movie's a little unsettling at times.
It's more brutal than I thought it was.
If I had to say the most unsettling part, definitely Chris Messina.
He played against type.
Yeah,
I've only
really
ever
well.
seen him in like rom-coms.
Yeah.
So to see him have fun with a character and just like
No.
go a little
Yeah.
crazy.
That's what's fun about Ewan too. It's like you're used to Obi-Wan, you're used to Train Spotting, you're used to like serious roles with some like fun kind of mixed in, but
Yeah.
this is just like a whole new level.
He's kind of like a parody of Black Mask at the same time being true to who Black Mask is. But then you also have the Birds of Prey.
Yes.
So you have Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress.
Fantastic.
You have Journey Smollett-Bell as Black Canary.
Also fantastic.
Great. And then you have Rosie Perez as the cop.
I would rather see her cop character from Pineapple Express
Oh, yeah.
be the cop. It's like, it's fun because she's supposed to be this cop who was raised on 80s TV
Yeah.
crimes, and she's always saying hard-boiled stuff.
But they didn't do enough with it.
They don't do it.
Yeah.
And I think if there's one thing I would say about this movie is it is not a Birds of Prey movie. This is a Harley Quinn movie, which there's nothing wrong with.
Yeah.
She deserves her own movie. Margot Robbie is fantastic. She is like this character, and she's dedicated, and she produced this movie, and she really fought to have this movie made. So yeah, of course you're gonna put the spotlight on the character that sells the most Halloween costumes that people go nuts for, and give her like a strong story that's like, you know what, she doesn't need the Joker, but also I would have loved to have seen more like Huntress, to give a little bit more for Black Canary to do, especially because they introduced some things and then, you know, or they introduced some character aspects for Black Canary, and then it's just kind of left alone at times. You know,
I think they're playing it safe in this one.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a safe movie. There's a lot of things that's not safe about this movie, but they're, in terms of like storytelling, they're playing it safe in case this is a one and done. If this is a successful movie, then they can do more Birds of Prey stuff, which is, I feel like that's their strategy, and it's a smart strategy because Suicide Squad was like, we're going all in. We got Will Smith's Deadshot, Jared Leto as Joker. You just got to figure it out. But we're going to cut Jared Leto out of the entire movie, and the movie makes no sense. Whereas Birds of Prey is like, it's Harley Quinn. She's broke up with the Joker. She's learning how to be on her own. But she joins a bunch of cool characters with her, and they're all cool women who are just like kicking butt. There we go, got it.
Kicking butt.
Didn't cuss. But it's also not like, it's not forced. You're not forcing them to like be cool characters. It's, everything is earned. You feel Harley Quinn turning into an anti-hero somewhat, but at the same time, I feel like I'm glad they didn't make her full anti-hero.
Yeah, there's a part at the end that I wish they hadn't gone as far, like, good. That's just, I mean, it's a nice, cute moment, but I feel like you still have to, like, somehow this character ends up back in the Suicide Squad. You know, like, we know that, I think James Gunn's even said, like, this takes, like, his Suicide Squad movie takes place after Birds of Prey. I didn't want them to go too far good, and I think they just kind of stepped over a line, but not in a huge way.
Yeah.
But it's for me, it's like this movie, I would love for it to be like a one, but then also take these characters and put them other places too. Or like even the next Birds of Prey movie, like, doesn't need to have Harley in it. You could put them in other movies as well and have them show up. Because I mean, like Black Canary and Huntress, like, they're both characters who pop up in other things as well and have like other stories that they you know, they're a part of.
I'm fine with this universe continuing without any of the main characters showing up.
Yeah.
I'm fine with just B characters because, you know, I know all the characters. I watched the Batman cartoon.
Yeah.
You don't have to have Batman in Gotham all the time because Gotham has so many stories to tell.
Yeah. I did love Cassandra Cain. And I don't know who the actress is who plays her, and that's my fault. But, like, you know, I hear people talk about Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Margot Robbie, but for me, like, Cassandra, like, that's who I think about the most.
Yeah.
Because she's the kid, and she's holding her own next to, like...
She nailed it.
Next to, like, these huge, like, actors.
The direction of this movie is exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah.
It's cute and kitschy when it needs to be, it's serious when it needs to be, it's humorous when it needs to be.
Suicide Squad took the wrong notes from Guardians of the Galaxy. They're like, we need those hit songs. We need those needle drops, man. But we need needle drops that are way too obvious.
Yeah.
But this is like, no. You have to have your characters first. And that's,
Yeah.
This movie is about the characters, whether it's, you know, and the action's fantastic. But again, like, it goes back to the characters and whether you believe that they work together.
How many caca out of 10 would you give this movie?
I would give it a solid 7.5 caca.
I would say 7 caca.
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 Un esercito di prodi da me.
Caca.